Well, here we are. It's going to be another XTV East Coast legend.
Just sit the mic down right
Yeah,
here.
that's right.
Just sit it down. And then sit close.
Okay. Bit of editing going to go on, but it's all good.
Can't get no closer, man. Straight. There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, Romy's doing studio production for us, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, but I
You
just
know.
know how it is, you know what I'm saying? I know how that should be picking up and shit.
But we're doing this again with another XTV East Coast legend this time, Two Rings. That's right. I think, is this 2014 when you became Two Rings?
No, I became two ring like in 2012. But at first they used to call me Five Bracelets. And that shit was retarded, man. So detail was like, you should call yourself Two Rings.
Oh, wow.
And I hadn't thought about it before, but I was like, no, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? But then when he said it, I was like, all right, I'll Two Rings.
You're probably going to need to speak up.
No, I'm speaking up, trust me.
Okay. But Two Rings, we've done various shoot interviews so far. You know, I think Trunks did 10, Payne did 08, the first guy to do it. Dean did 09, Best did 11, but we can't find the footage. Joe did 12, Yosi did 13. Jesus Christ. Miss Joe did 2000, did 02 and 03. And Gex is yet to finish 04 and 05.
All the history.
Any of your any ones are your favorites thus far with all the timelines?
Sure, yeah. I mean, really though, all of them bitches, you know what I'm saying, really fascinating, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, with everybody, you know what I'm saying, different perspective. You feel me? It's like, you know what I'm saying, they all like really take you back to that time. That's what I like about all of them.
Well, hopefully we can take you back to this time, 2014. I'm going to pull out my list here. That's why I sound a little more close. And let's get started.
It's all good, dude.
Yosi's first commissioner reign. She's due to unanimous decision, she's elected as commissioner elect of 2014. What's your thoughts?
You know what I'm saying? It sounded good at the time, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, she had done just came out the Howard, you know what I mean? She was right up under Howard the whole time, you know, so she was like picking up his ways, you know what I'm saying, and like, you know, thinking of ways to innovate. And, you know, her initial idea was supposed to be like, you know, she was just going to continue what Howard was doing. But, you know, things had got shut down. But me personally, you know, I was one of the people that was excited about it, but, you know what I mean?
How
I
do
was
you,
happy.
how do you feel about it overall?
Overall, I mean, you know what I'm saying? She did her thing, but you know, a lot ain't really changed under her regime, really. You know what I'm saying? I won't really look at her as a commissioner that like, you know, changed the game. She was just like she just did her time. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of people that's like that. Like that don't mean that she was a bad commissioner. Cause it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like Miss Ruby Doo wasn't a bad commissioner. You know what I'm saying? But she ain't really like changed the game. She just like held it down and you know, just cope with the rules. You know what I'm saying? Stayed by the book. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people like that, and there's certain people who like elevate the game. You know what I'm saying? And like completely like what Miss Martha doing right now. Like she revolutionizing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like all across the board. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, do you think the negative criticism on both terms are deserved?
Definitely not, man. Hell no, man. Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? What would you do if you was in that position? You know what I mean? And it's like everybody can say this or that, but until you're in that position, you know what I'm saying, you don't really know how to react, man. You know what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, you know, everybody's trying to do their best, man. You know what I mean? Like shit, you know, it ain't nobody in XTV that you can't look back on the time in their life and be like, oh, look what you did, look how you was, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know what I'm saying, living like that, man.
That's it?
Yeah.
I hate this stuff.
The interview over there.
All right.
Why did we have that?
All right. Okay. Lake Skeleton. What are your thoughts on Lake Skeleton?
Shit. That shit was dope, man. You know what I'm saying? At the time, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, It's something completely different. You know, something to get excited about. You know what I mean? You know, all the West Coast projects always be something to be excited about. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, I'd be happy to, you know, finally get it. You know, once it come out, because there's so much hype behind it. You know, all killer stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this was nothing short of that. You know what I'm saying? It was something completely different. You know what I mean? And yeah, I enjoyed it. You know, honestly, I was real upset. You know what I'm saying? When we couldn't get the second half. You know what I'm saying? That's my true feelings about the shit. Like, it was like, damn, it was a bit let down. You know what I mean?
That's when the I guess third incident happened. You know, when the external just didn't work, and as a result, a whole bunch of things got canceled, like Skeleton, a few Cosby Show scenes, maybe, and you know.
They was hyping up Beavis and Butthead versus
Yeah, that South Park. Oh my
Was
God.
that around that time?
Yep, around the same time.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? It was like a real big letdown as far as the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? After all the hype behind it, it's like, all right, when it's finally come out, you know what I'm saying? I hope it live up to all the hype. It is what it is, but life goes on.
And the fun fact is, Soup was actually in the Art Institute at this time, and he was so bored in class that he wound up working on Lake Skeleton.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. So that's just what he was doing in the meantime?
Yeah, he would like do that on the side. You know, he'll be trying to do the schoolwork on this screen and do Lake Skeleton on the opposite screen, dual screens, doing different things, multitasking.
Yeah, that's cool though, bro. But you know what I'm saying? It's cool, like, you know, how, you know, you're still being inspired, bro. You know what I mean? I keep doing this thing over here. It's like one thing is fueling the other. You know what I mean? So that's cool. The fact that you even did it, you know what I'm saying? Props.
Close your damn mouth. All right, here's the first blunder, I guess, you know, of 2014. I hate getting to these, but the battle event East meets West, Lucky and Shan, they went, I believe, 3 rounds. I think it was the event with Lily and Azrael, and it was all kind of different. It was the first East versus West battle event. I don't remember the name of it. However, in the middle of us,
Yeah, see, that was one of the things on the Yossi term, right?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. She tried to keep that shit going. Like, she tried to keep, because that's what LT did. So she just tried to, like, sustain, you know what I'm saying, what he was doing. Just the whole battle rap shit. And, like, the shit ain't even get recorded, dude.
Actually, what's surprising is I think you found 2 battles, you know, and it was just Lily and Azrael.
No, but the main event ain't get
Yeah,
recorded.
and the main event was amazing.
That's what was the most important part, dude. What was your question, though?
Like your feelings on that of us doing the battle event, and you know that portion gets canceled, and
you know, like,
it was that part of 2014, I should just say.
Man, on some real shit, man. At the end of the day, like, it was a battle that happened, man. Like, every battle rap that ever took place that was major, that's a part of history, ain't get filmed. You know what I'm saying? But like, we witnessed history that day. And it's like, at the end of the day, it's probably meant that, you know what I'm saying, that shit wasn't supposed to like be recorded, man. Cause it's like, whoever won, that's who, you know, whoever you think won. You know what I'm saying? How I live in your heart, babe. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, babe, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'd like to see another round out of them two. You know what I'm saying? For it to be really, like, really settled. You know what I mean? Because they both really came with how they feel. And it's like, one round really can't really, you know, determine, like, who won that battle that night, babe. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't enough. So, you know what I'm saying? They don't really have to, you know what I'm saying, go at each other's head another time. But with that being said, you know, like, we so far removed from that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure that both parties moved on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I believe these guys had, you know, and this was a big event. I remember we did like little press conference things. Yosi was interviewing. She was saying how she was really looking forward to this event and how it meant so much to her at the time. You know, and this was a big deal, you know.
Yeah.
But just that portion, that main event. Because who else went? I know Lily and Azrael.
One more, babe.
Somebody else. Oh, you and DT.
Was it that one?
Yep, that's the one. It was you and DT, and I think, like I said, those footages recently kind of got found, and the DT and Romy one was lackluster to some people.
Yeah, I mean, really, I'm gonna tell you the truth about that.
Because I remember you were like, I'm sorry, what? You were like, I do like this, and you do like this.
Oh. Hey, on some real shit, man. I ain't had no bars for details.
I'm sorry.
On some real shit, man. I ain't had shit for tell you, man. Like, I couldn't say shit, man.
And you know what? I think it was the same way with DT, though. Looking back at it, I don't think you guys had anything to really say about each
I
other.
couldn't say a fucking thing, man. I was like, damn, man, what the fuck I'm gonna say, man? Like, we the exact fucking same, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit. At the end of the day, that's my cousin, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, I just built, you know what I'm saying, believe in, like, you know what I'm saying, staying true to your family and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a very family-oriented person, man. So it's like, I probably said a few things, but I don't know. That's why the shit came out like that, man. And then he had went first, and he really fucked me up, man, because he made everything that I said irrelevant, man.
Oh yeah, because he kind of dissed himself, and then said he's going to leave XTV. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
See, but
So
that's
I kinda,
proof.
like, if you go back and listen to it, I don't know where it's at, man. But it's like I'm kind of like choked up, man. I'm like, yeah, it gets harder and harder. Like that, man.
Yeah, but it's like because like I said, DT didn't know what to say about you, and it shows if he kind of dissed himself,
Yeah.
and then retired. You know what I mean?
And it's like, what was I supposed to do next, man? Not go. You know what I'm saying? Not spit my shit. It's a battle, man. So I had to say what I had to say. So I just said my little shit, and I tried to just like finesse it as best as I could, man. So, yeah, it's not my best word.
There you have it. I don't even remember what the event was called, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Now this is another. This is not nothing that was really recorded majorly, but you, Yosi, and Killer, like I guess Killer was having some disagreement with Yosi or something, and you wind up getting it injected.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, your memories of this, and I know Killer was very upset with you for a long time about this incident.
Hey, man.
But I'm pretty sure he's over it now. But
I don't know. At the time, he was just like he felt how he felt. You know what I'm saying?
Take us into this, so
I don't know,
to
they
renew
was-
the fans.
They was going at it about. Oh yeah, they was going at it about something. I don't even know what they was arguing about, man. But like Sandra was like, you know what I'm saying, in the room asleep, and Killer was like being real loud, like he was like his pitch was like real high. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey man, chill, cause like I ain't want her to get alarmed, cause I ain't want her to think that we was out there arguing for real, man. So I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying, just chill. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, don't nobody take you serious, man. Just trying to, you know what I'm saying, calm down the matter, but like to him, like, you know what I'm saying, I ain't nobody, bitch. I'm just like some janitor. So he was just like, he just went the fuck off, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't nobody. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then this shit just went to me, man. So yeah.
I remember that because it was just like, and I remember the emotion that Killer was telling me that this emotion shot through him. That was just like, you made it way worse. Like, leave me alone, you know.
Yeah. Exactly, man. He was all fired up already.
That made it 10 times worse because he didn't like you at the time.
Exactly, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so you know what I'm saying, that's how that shit was. Should be funny, man, how it should be playing out, man. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy that we can look back at this and laugh because, like I said, Killer was mad at you for a long time about this. You know, a very long time. But I'm sure you guys have patched up since then.
Because the Killer done matured since then, you know what I'm saying? Like, he on a different level. You know what I'm saying? As far as maturity-wise, you know what I mean? But he still got a long way to go. That's why I'm going to tap that bump. You know what I'm saying?
Look out, Killer.
All
hope we're still recording. Okay, good. All right. Now here's another blunder. You know, I notice a pattern with these lists. It's like I go from, you know, one that could be a good laugh and then one that's just like, you know, bad. You know, it's kind of like that, like bad, good, bad, good. But another blunder. Romy, you know, I'm pretty sure you know a whole lot about this event. XTV East's Behind Bars. And, you know, you guys did the event. And I believe it was Jackie Z and Baby. It was a big event going on. And this was another battle event that was canceled. You know, like something happened with the audio or something, and it was canceled. Can you take us into the before and after?
Who was the main event? Was that Walt versus 10 Light, Bill?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think they was the headline. Yeah, that's what happened, Bill. And Jackie and Baby and went at it, and it was probably one more battle though, Bill. They usually used to do 3. But anyway, the shit with Jackie and Baby, you know what I'm saying? She just got intense, bitch. Jackie put her titties all in Baby face and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, bitch.
This is new to us.
Oh yeah, that shit got real. I mean, like, cause Baby, you know how she is. You know what I'm saying? I think she had went first, and she had just like spit her shit. Her shit was slick as hell too, bitch. Like she just came how she always did. Like,
do you remember any bars?
Nah, man. I just remember like, damn, like she ain't lost it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't remember exactly that. That shit was like a minute ago, bitch. I just remember the physicality of that shit, man. Like when Jackie had went, cause she had said some shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like she came with like 2 big ass, you know what I'm saying, shots, and then she got like real aggressive when she got in Baby face. I'm like, you know, Baby like this little, like she's small.
She's like
so,
a baby.
Yeah, like so she, you know, like Jackie, like she come up to Jackie's chest and like Jackie was all like this on her chest, like pointing down at her and shit, and like. Baby, you know what I'm saying? She got offended and she pushed him. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like Jackie had you know what I'm saying, her people there. Baby had the nation there, and then the shit just like got crazy. People started getting all on stage and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was the first time like a battle had, you know, like ensued a riot.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like the first time that shit had ever happened. Like it just got out of hand. And I think shit had got knocked off, or the shit was never planned, or some shit like that. But I mean, I guess it's for the better, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, the battle culture ain't about violence, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it seemed like everything that Jackie do, it seemed like the shit always has some kind of negative effect, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what Miss Mary May was saying in her 2012. Did you check that out yet?
No, I ain't heard that. Miss Mary May did 2012?
Yeah, her and Grandpa Joe.
Yeah. I was planning on listening to those this week. You know, we can listen to those new ones. But yeah, man. I mean, that's just my opinion on that. But I mean, as far as the but I was gonna say that had affected the next battle, which was Walt versus 10 Light. You know what I'm saying? It affected everybody because like the East Coast was trying to get some shit. We was trying to launch some shit off. So anytime like it's a major project going on, everybody get behind it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, this is what we doing. And it's like, all right, you know, these the stars that's gonna be in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be very surprising. Like when we do like a project, how supportive people is to people like that. They probably might not even really like, but since it's furthering, you know, XTV, it's like they get behind it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, that's straight. You know what I'm saying? I give you your props for what you do. You know what I mean? And this was one of those times, and so like the morale was down by the time 10 Light and Walter got on stage. You know what I mean? You good?
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I think 10 Light did all right though. You know, I think, you know what I'm saying, most people would say that 10 Light had won that one.
I think that is the general consensus as far as XTV West. I think people think 10 Light won.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Walter kept on like stumbling and shit. I think LT was laughing and shit. I mean, we still kind of had fun and shit, but you know, it just could have been way more better. But it was a lackluster event, especially compared to like you know all the other stuff that we did. But you know what I mean? Like when we had first started doing that battle shit, everything was hitting. Wasn't nobody stumbling. Like everybody was just you know right in pocket. When it's like under Yosi regime, it was different. I don't know for some reason, but I ain't trying to blame her. I'm just saying it just felt different.
You know what I look at it as though? I look at it like the term after Bush. You know, even though LT's not a Bush, I'm just saying though, it's like you know, she had a lot because like all the failure, all the stuff that happened, the blunders of 2013. You know, then she came right after that. Right after that, you know, clutter, and you know what could she do? A woman, for that matter. You know, I'm not saying women aren't strong enough or whatever, but just saying, you know, like it was too much. You know, I feel maybe even it should have been 2 commissioners.
Yeah, I mean, it still should be like that, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I refer again to Miss Martha and Officer Neal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't a big fan of Officer Neal, but you know what I'm saying? He do like, you know what I'm saying? He do try to do the right things. You know what I'm saying? Like he really do aim for like the right, you know, decision. You know what I'm saying? And I can applaud that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times the ATV commissioners, they just be like flawed for no reason. He do be doing that shit sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
But not as much. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say that. You know what I'm saying? He a complete asshole. You know what I'm saying? But he all right for a West Coast commissioner. But he a lot better than you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of commissioners.
And the other battle was you and Lucky, Romy.
On that night?
Yeah.
Me and Lucky?
Yeah. I'm looking at it, yeah.
Okay, so that means that Walter and Tenlock must have been on the undercard then. We must have been the main event.
Yeah, you guys were the main event.
Me and Lucky?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I remember because you mentioned that you know that killed the vibe of the show, the Jackie Z thing, and you know. Yeah. This battle was very hype, you and Lucky, and once it got there, like you could hear the monotone, I guess, in your voice and Lucky's voice, where it's like, you know, you can tell you guys were affected by that, you know.
Yeah, Lucky went off though, man.
He did?
Yeah, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Like, I think he had snapped on my.
Yep.
Lucky, you know what I'm saying? Because Lucky always feel like he got something to prove. You know what I mean? Because people just always like shitting on everything that he do. So.
I'm sorry for laughing. But I understand.
Yeah, that's him. You know what I'm saying? That's his character, man. You know, and until he feel like, you know, he been fulfilled, it's gonna be like that, man. You know, like he gotta work at it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where you at? Why you ain't on the game, man? Like, that's opportunity right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's him.
Some people will perceive that as taking shots from me.
I tell him not to his face. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, I talk to Lucky about stuff like that all the time, man. Because he always talking about how he want to, you know, get in better shape. You know what I'm saying? Get right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like somebody got to be there in your ear. You know what I'm saying? And telling you, like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? You could be doing this instead of, you know what I'm saying, wasting your time here. You know what I'm saying? Make the most out of your time. You know what I mean? That's all I be trying to say.
But that's it. Good. Okay. By the way, before we leave this topic, great trailer for Behind Bars. You know.
Oh, which one was that, Bill?
That was the trailer where LT kept going Howard.
Oh, for real?
And then like you know, Kevon was on the phone. He, you know, this was huge, and he was on the phone letting people know he's coming back, and people missed him because you know the incident that happened previously in 2012.
Right.
So yeah, there's a great trailer, guys. You know, but you know it's unfortunate. You know.
Yeah. At least we got a good trailer out there.
Exactly. All right, this is something. See, here's another up for me. The doorstep delivery days, I feel, is one of the things that, because we got footage. We have footage.
14, though? That seemed like 13.
No, this was 14. Justin getting angry, getting out the car, kicking a stop sign. Just, you guys singing Eminem. bleed, be bleed, and you're passing right by a church.
Oh,
You know,
damn.
so many moments. Your thoughts, just doorstep delivery days.
Damn. But sometimes y'all wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, man, a lot of times that shit was like, damn. Like when y'all was there, that shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? But even when y'all was there, like y'all used to see like, you know what I'm saying, like how stressful that shit was. And it's because not only are you driving, you know what I'm saying, and that probably ain't even like the stressful part, but you know, it's like the car that we was in
Oh yeah.
was not reliable, you know, and it's you're not guaranteed to make money at the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally gotta work all day, like probably about 16 hours or so. You gotta come in the morning shift and work the whole day to make decent money. You know what I'm saying? Because the more time you work, the more orders they gonna send you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that shit was stressful. Man. I mean, it was fun too, but like, don't get me wrong, but because you know at the time, you know what I'm saying, we had access to places that we always wish we had access to. Like, damn, man, I wish I could go to the top of that building.
What
You know what I'm saying?
like what places?
I don't know, just like places downtown, like inside of those buildings. You know what I'm saying?
Oh really? Like which building? That.
Just like certain
Hold on.
ones, man, like certain.
Let's
like,
pull certain things up. Downtown Tampa buildings.
Yeah, downtown Tampa, bro. I don't know. It probably ain't like nothing like the Bank of America. None of that shit, man. Like none of them. I'm just saying, like you be high as hell and you look over and you be seeing some nice ass views.
Any one of these buildings, Romy? Hold on.
No, it ain't none of those. I don't know, man. Shit, I might have been in one of them bitches, but I don't think it's none of those like those immediately.
Oh, okay.
No, but I was there though. I'm telling you, bro. Like right up in there where the Tampa Theater is.
You were in the Tampa Theater?
No, I ain't go to the Tampa Theater, but I used to always be over there. You know what I'm saying? It's a hell of a life over there, like downtown area.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Like that was one of the cool ass parts, like being like experiencing downtown, especially like around the 6 o'clock hour. It feel like that most Def song. People climb into the nightlife, man.
Romy singing. We've never had that on the history of this. Romy got into it. He was soulful too. He had to say bit to remember who he was.
In these interviews, you know what I'm saying, I'd be like exposing a different side of me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Different kinds of sides.
Trying to think of something. But yeah, you
Went
know.
to this Italian restaurant, man. It's like certain shit just stand out to you, but I was at this Italian restaurant and it's like people, they just dress different. They dress like business casual. You ain't gonna see nobody at that place dressed like this. And you know what I'm saying? We used to feel like insecure in our little doorstep delivery outfit and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like pants like half all off your ass. And the shirt don't really fit the right way, but sleeves too long and shit. It's just like, just don't fit right. You know, it ain't cut for you. And you just there delivering shit, sweating, seeing all these damn business casual motherfuckers just doing their thing, just living life in these big ass luxurious buildings, man. I'm talking about we used to go to places like fucking in Bayshore and shit, and knock on the door and shit. Some young girl will come to the door, you know, probably about, I don't know, in our 20s or something, bitch. Just got this big ass house, bitch. Finna eat this good ass food, bitch. And we just like, finna go back to our fucking putt-putt car.
It makes you feel so bad, right?
It's just, yeah, I mean, it's just like, it give you something to strive for, but it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, one day I'm gonna be that person. You know what I mean? And that's how I be feeling like living at this place a lot of times, bitch. Seeing the FedEx driver pass by in the morning, knowing that I got the day off, and that nigga gotta work all the way to 7 o'clock, and you know, he gotta keep with his schedule, and he gotta deal with traffic. Shit, when we worked at FedEx, that's in 14, ain't it? You got that?
I didn't even put that yet, but we might as well talk about it then. But that ties in.
That shit's stressful as fuck, man. Yeah, it's like the same thing. Like, I don't know, man. Like, traffic, dealing with traffic is stressful. So I think that's what makes a driving job a stressful job. But like I said, that's not really even the stressful part. It's just all the shit. It's like having to keep up with time, like FedEx, like that shit. And at the same time, you be having fun. And I think that the stress, I think that adds to the fun of it because it's like in some weird ass way. Like that probably don't make sense, but it's like a game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta beat it. And when you win, you know what I'm saying? You feel good, and you win more than you lose, and that's the fun part, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But when that shit is hard and when it's stressful, and those stressful days, like I was gonna talk about the 4 o'clock traffic, cause you used to have to be like at a certain place at a certain time, and I used to always get caught in the 4 o'clock traffic, and it was nowhere around it, and it was like always on this street where you couldn't make like a U-turn, and it was like one of those lights that turn red real fast, and only 2 cars can go by at a time. And meanwhile, you watching all these cars go by, and you mad as hell, and you'll sit there for like 30 minutes, like, why in the hell would they make it like this, man? And it was just like so many people, and school is out there. Man, dog, FedEx was fucking crazy, man. On that same road that I'm talking about, because that was a busy ass street, and like I had to back in to this dude front yard that was at an angle, so the truck could go down you gotta have your foot on the brakes so that you don't just like roll back into this motherfucker yard while fucking traffic is oncoming. So you're like, bah, bah. You're like, wait, man. Back into his shit. Of course, he probably had some heavy ass shit. I remember him having something heavy, and I had to get that shit off. I knocked on his fucking door a bunch of times. It was in this weird ass, scary, are you afraid of the dark looking ass house? And it's around about damn 5'6", and it's like kind of gloomy looking, you know, grayish. And I knocked on the door and shit a bunch of times, man. And when I seen the motherfucker, I seen why it took so long for this nigga to come to the door. Cause this nigga like had like a big ass head, and he had a bunch of wounds in him, man. Like he had a big ass, nasty looking ass gash in his head, man. And he had all these different wounds all over him, man. Like he was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I guess he had to just got out the hospital. But he wasn't bandaged up or nothing. Like these was fresh ass, nasty ass, gross wounds, man. All over him. Like he had them been shot and survived. Like his head was like not a normal head. He had like this big ass tumor or something. And it was I remember that shit having like a big ass opening, man. That shit was gross. I had never seen nothing like that. I'm like, this who y'all want me to deliver to, man? And he helped me and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to act like I wasn't scared, man. I was scared, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like I was scared. I was legit. Like I was a little worried about my life and what may happen and who might come out this motherfucker. But you know what I'm saying? He was slow. He was calm and he was like gentle and shit.
Did he speak?
Yeah, he spoke. You know what I'm saying? He had like a weird ass kind of voice.
Try.
Like that, bitch. Oh my god.
This has been the most fun shoot interview.
I guess, man, it was weird, man. I don't know, man. It wasn't normal.
I would ask him what happened.
I wanted to, man, but it was just like, it felt like it was too soon, man. You know, and that was the time that when I had drove away, I had got by like a few feet down the road. And then out of nowhere, it was real quiet for a long time. And out of nowhere, Audrey had just said, "Ah!" He did that shit for a long ass time. And for the first time ever, I hugged him, bitch. And I said, there, bitch. There, bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Great story, Ronnie.
Real shit, man. FedEx life was crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but in the morning times, you know, riding around and making deliveries, and some of the places you'll go to, it's beautiful, man. Just seeing the like old people out there doing their grass and they beautiful ass home, you know, just riding through those neighborhoods, it's lovely, man. And even in the nighttime, you know what I'm saying, all the kids got out of school and they just playing and shit, and the neighborhoods like just look like fucking Three Ninjas and shit. And you just riding through that shit, you a part of it. You know what I mean? And the little kid talk to you, "Hi man, do you like your job?" I'm like, "It's alright, man." You know what I'm saying? I was telling the little fat kid, he reminded me of Faz. You know what I'm saying? He's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "I'm watching wrestling." He's like, you know, he just started bouncing his ball, kind of ignoring me for a while. And then, you know, I did what I had to do. I got back inside the truck. And since he ignored me, I was going to ignore his ass and just drive off. And he was like, "Enjoy your wrestling." I was like, "All right, Dad." It was around Christmas time, you know what I'm saying? So I had that Christmas cheer kind of feel. So, you know, it's like, it don't always be bad, you know what I'm saying? But like I say, when it get bad, you know, it be pretty dark.
I was gonna go into Justin kicking the stop sign at doorstep delivery.
I think you couldn't find a place.
Yeah. But like I remember there was an issue with like signs or something like something about the GPS Surrey. I know Surrey was Justin and Surrey didn't get along. Can you go into to that?
Yeah, Siri and Justin, man, they was just not getting to know each other, man. You know what I'm saying? And Justin ain't really understand the fact that Siri don't really know every single thing, and you know.
I believe it was an abusive relationship with those two at times.
Oh, did he used to beat on her, man?
Yes.
Oh no, he used to. He used to throw the phone and shit.
A lot of times I remember.
I'm pretty sure he did, man.
But what happened with that incident in particular though? Like
I don't know. I just remember him getting lost, man. You know what I'm saying? And like the GPS was saying he was supposed to be in this one place, but the place wasn't there. It was probably one of them things that happened because that shit happened recently, man. But it's like when that's the first time that ever happened to you, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you freak the fuck out. And it's like doorstep delivery was like the introduction to all that type of shit. And that's why we used to react that way, because it was the first time it was happening, and it was so foreign that it was like, this can't be life, man. This can't be happening, man. So that's why that was just a frustration with that. And you know, it's like it was built up. It wasn't just that situation. It was everything that happened prior to him that day. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times things just didn't used to work out. You know what I mean? And like you'll get to a restaurant, the food not ready, you gotta wait. So the longer you have to wait for some shit, you know, the customer, you know, might be calling in, or you know, at the same time you missing out on money. You know, like I remember one time when I had went through a lot of bullshit, you know, and then it took a long time to get the food, and then I couldn't get the car to start up, and then another driver came up, and
he took your food.
Yeah, he had took the food.
Is this the Frank incident?
Yeah, Frank had showed up and bailed us out, but I had came to find out that the dude ended up delivering the fucking food to like a house with like some naked ass females that invited him in, but he couldn't go because he was already with a bad ass female. Because this dude always had a fine ass female in his car. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, they used to trip about us. You know what I'm saying? Chilling in the car, talking about it look bad for the customers.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, man.
Exactly, I remember that.
Yeah, man.
Two niggas. Oops.
Renee Young did the same thing, man.
She did. I heard her. Yeah, that, you know, and this is a separate thing, but that really made us laugh. We can never watch that ever again.
Oh, for real? Was that bad?
Oh yeah, tears in our eyes.
Ever,
it felt like my eyes were gonna pop out. Yeah, that was hurtful.
Yeah.
The Usos were the highlight to me, though.
Exactly, man.
I look more like The Rock. No, I look more like The Rock.
That shit killed me, man.
But yeah, we spent a great portion on this. But you see, you know, and with this, you see what the biggest moments were in 2014. Well, some of them.
Yeah.
All right. You got any more?
I mean, shit, I can go on about that type of shit for days.
Go ahead.
About FedEx, but was that the time that I had one of all the FedExes? I think I worked at all the different ones, but I
Yeah.
worked at FedEx Ground. And I wonder if that was I think that was 2014. All that shit happened in the same year. FedEx Ground was like, I think I only stayed there for like a week. I got hired by some Asian dude there, you know what I'm saying, named San.
Poundwheel Whoa. Poundwheel Whoa.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it was over the Christmas season then. That's like late 2014 then, I guess. Or
I
was
put it at the wrong number then. Fuck.
it?
Well, nah, because we kind of talked about this with doorstep, but go ahead.
What, FedEx?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like at the, yeah, that's, I remember that being at the end because, and then what I was talking about previously, that must have been at the beginning of 2015. It must have been. We must have still been at Keisha house. You know what I'm saying? But at the end, because yeah, it must have been, because I remember it was Christmas time when I did FedEx home delivery in Palm River Road. That must have came later down the line. But I only stayed there for like a week. Yeah, that was 2015. So yeah, straight.
Yeah, it's cool. 2015 kind of goes into 2014 in a way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's no real difference.
Not really.
I mean, a few slight ones.
Yeah, it's because they kind of blend together. It's still the same, you know, line up the months and shit. All up in there.
But, huh?
Go ahead, dude.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving to Keisha's house and, you know, the effect it had on XTV at the time.
See, that was still under Yossi regime, right?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. It's this type of shit that affected it. You know what I mean? It was like this type of shit that just like kept on getting in the way. And it's like, how the hell? What are you gonna make out of this, bitch? You know what I mean? So like around this time, like our idea was to make it like just like take it back old school and just make it size again. You know what I'm saying? Which is because that's what it was gonna be anyway. So she was just like, you know, just trying to embellish that, just like, you know, that's what it is, bitch. You know, y'all three locked up in a situation, you know what I'm saying? How would that be? And, you know, how it would play along, you know what I'm saying? Like, he did a lot to try to, you know what I'm saying, make that shit, like, fun, too, bitch. You know what I'm saying? He just, like, kind of played off and, you know, let her kind of be the forefront, if you will. It was what it was, but I mean, we still had fun, but like one thing I feel about life is like, no matter how fucked up shit be getting, like XTV always be fun. You know what I mean? Like at all times, you can't name not one time that XTV was not fun, but like it don't exist, cause that's what it's like. I think that's why we do XTV. You know what I'm saying? It must be, you know, our escape from life. You know what I mean? It's like this is what we love, man. It's fun, man. That's the power behind it.
Yeah, and you know, this ties into the next one. Trunks being locked up. He was one of the first guys locked up, and for some say for good reasoning. You know, what is your opinion on Trunks?
Man, Trunks is like he had a dark time period in his life. He dealing with a whole lot of issues because when you on top for so long, I mean, for all of those years, man, like trust me, I know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody can't cope with when you're not on top no more. I mean, think about it, man. Think about if you was born rich, you know what I mean? And then just one day you ain't rich no more, you poor, or not necessarily poor, but you just like everybody else. And ain't nobody opening the doors for you after you done got used to that shit. You know what I mean? All that shit, having to work, you know, day to day, you know, after you ain't have to work. And now you gotta, you know, push carts. You know what I mean? And that's what's happening in his life, man.
Would you say he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth?
I wouldn't say that, man. I just think that he got a lot very early. You know what I'm saying? Once old Joe had put them on the Donkey Kong show, that happened real early in his life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that caused him to just live that extravagant lifestyle. He only went up from there, and up and up and up. He never go down throughout that whole time period. You can even look down at that old 2009 footage from SummerSlam. He's still up. You know what I'm saying? When he hit Big Trunks D-Matic, it was still later in his career, but he was still going up and up and up and up. And then, you know what I'm saying, Pain kind of just came in, and that's what started to slowly, deteriorate, because the fans kept him up there. But it's like, once it started to sink into his mind that he was going down, that's what started to really fuck him up. And it's like, people around him started to feel that. You know what I mean? So he'll go off on Yosi, he'll go off on Justin. You know what I'm saying? He'll go off on whoever, but it ain't really even the person. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's the way they make him feel. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's all it is.
Well, we got a few more things here, Romy. It's been enjoyable, man.
Oh, for real, I feel like we just started.
Let me see, where are we? Oh, been here for 46 minutes.
Yeah, good.
Well, 2014 doesn't have a lot of things, man, It was very short in XTV,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like, as far as content being put out. One thing that I do remember happening, it's controversial to some people, but this happened. Wells cashes in his Money in the Bank and beats Yaki.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Wells, I mean, there's many ways you can go with that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, on one hand, if he didn't do it, then will he still be able to be the Money in the Bank now? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like all the rules, everything different now. Everything had to start over. It was a brand new champion. So when he did do it, it's like, okay, he did do it, and so now he's the champion. But so what? It's just like when Yaki was the champion. It didn't matter. Because when he the champion of what, dude? You know what I'm saying? And so that's what that's all about. It's like, it was all null and void once, and it was at a time that people, like, it couldn't sink in yet that it was over. You know what I'm saying? It was done. Like, it ain't no more, XTV for right now. And people ain't want to believe that. People want to believe that, what was coming, it was coming, which he had and came back. But everything new. It's like a fucking company that had been taken over by a different company. You know what I'm saying? That's basically like what it is, because the XTV that we used to have was under the regime of, like, who? LT? You know what I'm saying? Because by the time Yosi had it, the game was gone. You know what I'm saying? So, like, under the LT regime, XTV it's a completely different look. You know what I mean? And now it's in completely different hands now. You know what I'm saying? We got Officer Neil and Miss Martin. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know where I was going with that. What was the original question?
What was I talking about? Oh, Wells and Yaki, Money in the Bank. I mean, Wells.
Yeah, cashing in Money in the Bank. That's what I was saying. Is that he probably wouldn't even be able to be the Money in the Bank. I can see Neil taking that right away from him. Like, yeah, that's old. You know what I'm saying? Everything new. You gotta start from the bottom, just with everybody else. And really, that's fair, because that get everybody a chance. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, that was under LT regime, but it's like, that's LT regime. Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't really count now. It's like all these years later. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say about that.
All right. Final thing, Barzamania. We're going to do this a little different, though, and talk about certain sections. I see how I did it there. Yeah. So, how was this guy? How was this? How was it told that we were going to do this event to you? Because we don't even remember how we even let you guys know.
It must have been just like, yeah. It was one of them things. because it was like, again, under Yoza regime, and it's like the West Coast attempt to do something big. You know what I mean? And it
This
was
took
like,
2 months. SummerSlam took 2 months.
yeah, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like to do something. I guess that's the average time that it take to do just like when you say I got a project, one of those right quick projects. It's gonna take about 2 months. If you really want to do it right, man. Depending on the tools that you got, you know what I'm saying? Because like we able to produce this right here every week. You know what I'm saying? And it's because, you know what I'm saying, what the game allow you. Like that's what we lost when we lost the game. This allow you to do so much that, you know, and take you as far as, you know, your creative mind allow you to. But yeah, I mean, so that's what I think about that. I feel like, you know, y'all was like, you know, it's just like everything else, you know, like we got this coming up, and you know, look out for it. And then y'all had gave it to us, and I remember initially really enjoying the fucking red carpet.
Yeah, that's the section I was gonna talk about next. But go ahead.
Yeah, like the red carpet was off the chain, man. I was sitting up there getting high and shit, man, and just watching that shit. And it felt like the real red carpet, man. I was hyping up the event. I was looking forward to it, man. And then, like there was a lot of different parts on that. I had watched that shit recently. All the different parts. It was like probably about 15 minutes or 30 minutes. I don't know.
No, it's just like 20 minutes and some change. So I'm surprised myself.
Yeah, that was like, it was the real deal, man. And I was like, damn, it was like, that was like the best part of the whole thing, man. It's like the battle without that wouldn't be as big as it was. And that's what I'm saying. Go ahead, say it, man.
Nah, but because like the red carpet was at the last minute because we really just had the battle already ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead.
But see, that's what I'm saying though. It's like making it a project, like how we were saying, like how I was saying, you know, we on the East Coast, like when somebody doing a project, no matter who it is, we get behind them. It's like that's how it was on the West Coast. You could tell because everybody pitched in. You know what I'm saying? Even people who really ain't a part of the culture came to support the culture. You know what I'm saying? And see what it was all about. You know what I mean? Just because it's a West Side event, just because the West Coast ain't really got nothing else going on. You know what I'm saying? Due to circumstances. So it's like everybody gather up. You know what I'm saying? Get together and support this battle that's going on. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, even get stars outside of XTV to make it seem like it's an even bigger event. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things that happened, if not the biggest thing that probably happened like the whole year as far as XTV projects. Like that's probably like the biggest one.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because you know, I remember just being in the process. You got to understand, almost everything was tedious. Certain things got cut out. One of the first projects of XTV West where something got cut out, like, you know, the Sandra Bullock interview, you know, and that was good, you know, but it was just so hard, and I don't even remember what wound up happening to that footage, but it was like, we can't do it. It was too much going on, you know. But what did get completed is the Miss Pac-Man doing interviews with Will Smith and Viola Davis. We didn't even know Viola Davis.
You said a lot of shit got cut out?
Well, just that part, the Sandra Bullock part. You know what I mean?
Bullock? Damn,
yeah. That's why if you watch the battle, when Payne says Sandra Bullock is here, when he says that, like, yeah, because we just did that.
Everybody,
you know what I mean?
That shit was hard, man.
Yeah, it was, and it was tough. It was a tough project, but I had to say something.
They were talking about that shit recently on, you know what I'm saying, on a few different podcasts. Like, it was like a season where they was just like going in on Bars of Mania. You know what I'm saying? And people was like just kind of going back and paying respect to it. You know what I'm saying? Just how raw it was, monumental. You know what I'm saying? I think that we even brought it to the West Coast attention. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it was like, damn, this shit hard as hell, man.
Yeah, you did on your 2GN.
Was it on my show, man?
Yeah, you did it on because
who I was with?
Because I forgot. I think you were with Lucky or someone, but you had wind up just like watching Bars of Mania, and you said, "Man, this is 10 out of 10." XTV West, and that made us say, "Wow," because we did it, but we haven't watched it since, you know what I'm saying, the time. It's one of those uploads where it's just like we uploaded it. There it is. You know, we're tired.
What clip I played?
You played something with Wells, and you were calling him like a punk. Oh no, it was you and Ten Light, I think, that episode.
I
Yeah,
think so.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right. It was that one. And I must have played a clip of them battling, right?
yeah. And then you said you just sat there and watched the whole thing by accident
Yeah,
or
we
something
did.
like that.
Yeah. We sat down and watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, originally when I had watched it though, I was preparing bars for Wales' ass. Cause I'm like, this nigga sound like Miss Cheryl, man.
And I think that's all you wind up had. It's like, he sounds like Michelle.
Cause after a while, I just lost interest in battling Wales. You know what I'm saying? It's like I ain't have no problem with him no more. So I just like just let shit be.
But yeah. So anything stick out to you about the red carpet?
Just all the different guests, Killer, you know what I'm saying, popping in and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's weird about Killer. He makes a brief appearance, but it's still.
Nah, he was
Remember.
like, I worked on Fresh Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Will Smith had shouted him out,
Yeah.
man. That was tight, man.
Yeah, because on that
Man,
part.
how the fuck, man?
No, because on that part, Will Smith was actually talking to a camera guy. You know what I mean? And the interviewer
okay.
lady, she was like, "Who are you talking to, Will Smith?" And he was like, "Oh, that camera guy over there, man. He worked on Fresh Prince." And so we kind of just like, that's why I say that was hard though, because it was like everything had to do with timing, like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and making it right,
That's
and
crazy.
making the movement right, making the animation right, so it didn't look crazy, and some parts still look crazy, but it's like, it took a lot, man. That's a real mental. Like, you have to be calm, you know what I mean? We used to do that project when London wasn't there, Keisha, all them. We had to, like, because that was like, we got to focus,
Yeah,
you know?
that's crazy, man. Being
Yeah.
able to do a project, though, in that environment.
Exactly.
And then, having to wait, man, that shit crazy, man. But that's-
Because we used to get up at, like, maybe, I want to say 8 in the morning and just, like, kind of just work on it.
Yeah, because you weren't working there.
Nah.
Yeah,
We
man.
didn't even put that on the damn list. We started at Walmart. Wow.
Yeah, man.
That was a big transition.
That's what I
It
mean.
is a big transition.
Yeah, because, I remember at the time, like, how stressed out, you know what I'm saying, y'all was, like, damn,
Oh, very.
you know what I'm saying, I ain't doing shit, what the fuck is the point of my existence then, if I can't even just get a fucking regular 9 to 5, man,
We tried Macy's, we tried Dollar Tree. Nobody wanted to hire us. Like, what the fuck?
People want that experience, though, but you got it now because the fact that you putting in all this time at Walmart, and the more time that you keep on going, like, the more good that shit look. And show that you loyal, you dependable. This shit doing a hell of a lot for your resume. The more time you spend, you know what I'm saying? It just keep on working in your benefit. So, props, man. I'm telling you that people always up and leave jobs. People be like, oh damn, I don't like this place, so I'm just gonna leave. But you know what I'm saying? People that stick with it, they the ones that get rewarded in the long run.
Yeah. A lot of, and so we're going off on a different topic, but it's true though. Like, when random people, like people that I don't even be knowing, but they tell me, man, I see you push, like, all these carts every day, something special is gonna happen. Like, people like I didn't even know they were watching. Like, people I don't even, like, this is my first time seeing them, but people see me out there. You know what I mean?
What the, you in the public
It's
eye,
crazy
man.
to me though.
You
It's
in the
like,
public eye, man. You seen all the time. You like a celebrity, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, they gonna tell me, yeah. I mean, and all you do is push cars, but that's your role. You got to think about it. It's like a nigga in a movie, man. Like, he in every scene, but he always in the background doing something. And it's like, eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you pop in tonight and you see him every now and again, it's like, hey, there he go again. It's like, you that dude.
It's kind of like Monster.
Exactly, man. That's it's psychological, man. It's like if people see something all the time. Like, where's Waldo? Like, he a character just because you gotta find him. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever is in the public eye, you know what I'm saying? It become like just like repetitive in their mind. So like to them, it become a thing. After a while, because the fact that they know two things about you: you Tony, and you push carts. Those two things, they know you and they know what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what make a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? And then you in the public eye all the time. It's like, yep, that's Tony the Cart Pusher. And so yeah,
Niggas call me that too. I'm sorry.
see, that's what I'm saying because of your name and what you do, you associated with that, and you in the public eye. So like you're a celebrity. Like that's how celebrities exist. They you know what they do, you know what their name is, and they always in the public view, doing something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, Romy. What a shoot interview, guys. All right. Back to Bars of Mania. Damn. Thanks, man. But, RJ bitch. I'm sorry. All right. So, yeah, we did the red carpet. Who do you think won out of these two in the battle?
Damn, man. Tough question.
Because I'm sorry, but in hindsight, a lot of people are saying DT.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest, but I'm gonna go with Tay on this one, but yeah, but it's just my preference of style, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like at the end of the day, like I told you, I was writing bars for Wells, because I was ready to go in on him. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but it was probably because he was saying shit about me too.
Yeah,
You
I
know
think
what
he
I'm
did this year a few times.
saying? Yeah, at the time. So, it was like that. And that would have been a raw ass battle to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have really took that serious, and like I think that would have been good for the culture. That's one of like big ones that we would have like really pushed. Wells versus Roman, but who knows, but yeah, I definitely got to side with Tay because just what I'm saying, he had some slick shit up in there. And Wells he did probably say a couple things, you know what I'm saying, but I'm mostly go with Tay on that one. But that nigga was funny as hell.
May I say the N word?
Hell no.
Okay. Damn. But my favorite bar is I'm gonna beat you like a bitch ass ninja beats a bitch. I can't even do it. Forget.
I know which line you're talking about.
That's my favorite one from DT. Just gonna say that peanut butter tastes good with that chocolate. Would you say that this has ended the feud between the long-going feud with Trap City and Man?
What, the battle?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think that the battle ended. I think that just over time, it just kind of subsided. And now,
I mean, is this the start of the end? Because after this,
I feel like it's gonna always be like an ongoing rivalry, really, man. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, and to nobody's fault. It's because it's another one of them things that's like programmed in people's mind that when you think about, it's like WCW and WWF. When you think about one, you think about the other. Well, that's how it used to be. I'm just using that as an example. But Trap City, you think about Man. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody, when Man start doing good, they're going to be like, damn, Trap City, where y'all at? And when we start doing good, they're going to be like, damn, Man, where y'all at? People going to always compare the two. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it went from, because, it's like Biggie versus Tupac. It's like what started between two people became a big ass thing, and so people pick a side. You know what I'm saying? And so like now it done became that. It's like it ain't even no beef between like me and nobody over there, but people make it like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Come on this side.
the beef is more so between the fans.
Yeah, that's how it is. It just became that because of how big that it got between both of us. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is now. And so like, nah, it ain't no beef between nobody individually, but it's always gonna be that competition between the two because that's what it's become.
All right. 2014 in hindsight.
2014 was a hell of a learning experience, man. It completely shocked XTV. It completely took it by storm, and everybody was fumbling around trying to get back on their feet, but the ground kept on shaking. It kept on falling down and tumbling all over the fucking place and getting beat up, but not so much that you got killed, but to the point that you learn how to balance yourself on this shaky ground. And so that helped us a whole lot moving forward with all the trials that was awaiting us. And so now we're much stronger people. So we needed that to happen to us.
Thank you, Romy.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2014 with the legendary 2 Rings.
2 Rings.
This is I still don't have a name yet. And
you sound like a Scott.
I think I called myself Random Todd on Yosley's shoot interview, but that was just so Diet Bob. So yeah,
Damn, man.
even I'm dissing you best. We're out of here. Peace.